It is often said that to hide anything from a Nigerian, hide it in a book. But the jinx has been broken. We have a new record. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about no other person than Ajao Samson OLALEKAN, who is now setting the new Guinness World Record for longest marathon reading aloud. You would ask why or how? How many hours exactly? 215 hours, particularly just 1 hour short of 9 days. How can you read for 9 days? Perhaps we'll get all of the answers today. Welcome to this segment. I would like to say good morning to you. Welcome to our studios.
Good morning, sir.
Like I mentioned, your name is Ajao Samson OLALEKAN. It
Yes, sir.
sounds like you are the Samson of our time, the Samson of Nigeria. Should we start from that conversation?
Okay.
All right, it's nice having you. So, you would run us through a brief of these things. How did you go through all of this preparation? How did you conceive this dream in the first place?
Thank you. Uh, I've always found myself at the front line leading people, and I'm aware that reading, knowledge pursuit, it is what makes you a better leader. And you would agree with me that there's this famous quote that readers become leaders. And reading through the success story of successful people, I found out that they always engage themselves in reading and knowledge pursuit. So this has been my motivations and my unending passion for reading.
Absolutely. It's amazing what you've done. You know, all over the space, the social media space, Twitter, everywhere is filled up with your name. I was going through this and I must say that you got the award from Turkey. You took it back to Nigeria. There was the record holder for that particular category was about 124 hours in person of right by Isakov from Turkey. So you took the victory away from Turkey to Nigeria. So I would like you to help us into the application process. When exactly did you apply? When was the confirmation given?
Okay, so the process is that you uh, make an official application to the Guinness World Record of the particular category you want to attempt, and I did that on 10th of March. So I received the confirmation of my application, and I started the official attempt on May 6th to May 15th, 2024, and I got the confirmation that I've I've been confirmed as the world record title holder for the longest marathon written allowed by the Guinness World Records, and that's on 22nd of August 2024, and I've felt so great, and I'm happy to share this with the world.
Run us into that. How did you, of all the categories, why did you choose to read aloud? Why did you choose to break the jinx of the reading problem in the country?
So the particular reason for that is that I want to ignite the reading culture in our society. There's this fallacy that if you want to hide something from Africans, put it in the book. But that is a fallacy because the Nobel laureate we have it in Africa and from Nigeria, Professor Wale Soyinka. And this time around, I also want to bring back that reading culture into our society to put Nigeria on the world map, that Nigerians are great and Nigeria has bring the reading glory back into Africa and in our society.
When you started this, or even before you started this, tell us what you put into play. What exactly we did not see. We only saw you on the stage with the record holder confirmation, story. We did not see the background things. What are the things you do, or what were the things you actually did, to get to this point of becoming the world
Okay,
record holder?
there's always been a story behind every success. So my own story is that I've always engaged myself in reading. As far as 2015, I've started reading different books. Particularly, I love reading non-fiction books, books that teach reality of life, and it was a very powerful experience. I went through personal drillings, what I would call personal drillings, reading without sleeping in the night for months, and it has always been what I've been doing since school days. As a junior president, you have struggle during the day, and you have to read in the night so that you don't fail your courses, fail your academic pursuit. So it has always been part of me reading and engaging myself in personal trainings to push for that.
Okay, as allowed by the Guinness World Record books, how many breaks or how many hours breaks did you have for every day?
So the guideline is that you have only 5 minutes in 1 hour. So you can do like 12 hours reading non-stop so that you can have aggregate of 1 hour to rest. So it is during this rest, you take your beat, you eat, you do everything you want to do.
Wow, and then you continue with the
And
challenge.
after the break, you continue with the challenge.
You would think it's easy to do until you start reading. For newscasters like myself, we understand how difficult this can be to read scripts, just one script. Now, talking about how many scripts would you read in almost 9 hours? It's a lot of script, about 215 hours at a go. Now, we need to also understand this kind of questions about how you come about this. What exactly was the greatest challenge you faced during this particular competition?
The common challenges everybody would have is, how do I want to achieve this? Where do I want to start? And most challenging is your physical, mental, and medical well-being to achieve that particular feat. It was very difficult. There was a particular time during the challenge. In the middle of the night, I almost lost my sight. I couldn't, see anything in the books I'm reading. And I was searching for a book that has a big font size so that I'll be able to see something from the book and read out aloud for people to hear me. So it was challenging, but the unwavering support of the people, the Nigerians, the cheers from the crowd, and my passion keeps me going.
Okay, in one word, tell us the impact of this particular limelight that you've gotten. How do you feel being a new world record holder?
I feel so great. I'm free and I'm optimistic. Even during the attempt, we have students from all institutions across Nigeria in Osun State, students at all levels, tertiary, secondary, primary education, coming to the hall. Some will come with their books. They are also reading their books. I felt that they were inspired. They also want to be someone like me in the future. So I felt that the reading culture has been brought back into the society. And that's a good one for me.
Quite inspirational, I must confess to you. Yes, also, I would like you to mention a few persons who have been motivators, or perhaps what we call sport, who have spurred you on to victory, spurred you on to achieve this great feat.
I would say, everything deals with mindset, hard working, your background, your exposure. So I give that to my family. My background follows being hardworking, striving for greatness in all walks of life. And you cannot be everywhere. But this particular field that I've chosen to follow, I would say I read about a person like Awolowo, so, and I see and I felt that this man is quite, you know, intelligent, and I want to be someone like him to be a great leader in the future. Because when I was in school, at Osun State Polytechnic, I was a president student, government, and I'm trying to equip myself more to bring something different, innovative to the society.
Okay, run us quickly through your background. What school did you attend? And you just mentioned the names of the school, so we can also probably send our children to the school so they can also become like you.
So I had my secondary education at Lagi Grammar School, Ibadan, and my tertiary education at Osun State Polytechnic.
Wow, that's amazing. Also, one more question before we go. What would you like to say to maybe the government? You've really broken. You're one of the youth that Nigeria should celebrate. Our leaders should really come out to encourage you. So, what would you say to the government about encouraging every other youth who would also like to aspire to greatness like you have done?
Okay, so I would, you know, urge the government and of course, individuals, societies, communities to encourage literacy development in our country. People are getting discouraged, and they can do that through job, uh, employment, scholarships, education grants to people so that this will bring them back to school, to enable them to visit the library to read more. And when they are seeing future in education, there is this common saying that school is a scam. It is because when people attended university after their education, they don't find anything what they're doing. So they feel this is not really what I want to do. But if government encouraged them, there was a time in Nigeria after graduation, immediately you got employment, official cars, all of that. So people were encouraged to go to school. So if you have something like this back in the society, it will really motivate the people to, inculcate the reading ability
The
in
reading culture.
the society.
Well, I was going to say that if you sit there and say school has come, I would throw you my pen. Of course, we've just seen that school is not a scam. He has put, or your state on the global map. So if you are looking for, if you search all over the internet, you see Ajao Samson, OLALEKAN everywhere. And that's because he has taken to what he would do. He has decided to work on something and then it's achieved it. And it's a very good feat that we must celebrate, like I said earlier. So one more, I would say that your last few words to aspiring youth. I mean, there are a lot of youth who are going into vices and all of that in the country. Some of them have felt like there's no point going to school, there's no point doing anything, achieving any big dream. They just want to settle for less and be a mediocre. But what would you say to one aspiring youth who is watching to also stand up, rise up, and brace up for the next challenge?
Okay, so there are different ways to be successful in life, and one of it is education, and particularly education gives you critical thinking to enable you to do something differently. So I would encourage these youth, children, and parents as well to encourage their children and themselves to go back to school, to take education seriously. I believe there is more future to it, and I want to encourage them that whatever they do, they should believe in their dream. Whatever uh, field they have find themselves, they should believe that there is much they can achieve in that particular field.
Okay, so what's the bigger picture for Ajao Samson? What should we expect? Are you going for another record-breaking attempt, or should we expect maybe something bigger than this? What are we expecting from Ajao Samson going
So
forward?
I'm planning something bigger, a project, an initiative to inspire people to indulge in knowledge pursuit, reading, all of that. And of course, we are still looking forward to do something spectacular in the education sector that will ignite reading culture in our society.
Well,
It is a work in progress.
oh, thank you so very much for joining us on Honor FM and Immaculate Television. This is a production of the two media companies in Nigeria. Of course, we have the honor of having Ajao Samson OLALEKAN in the studios today. Thank you so very much once and again for joining us. We hope to see you more on the global stage.
Amen. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Bye for now.